Superman and Lois Season 2, Episode 2, title The Ties That Bind. And this episode is not as great as last week's episode, as the first episode of the season, but it is still pretty solid. It's a really well done episode, because what you have here is, like, the thing about Superman and Lois, about the show in general, that of course drags me in to watch it every week, is that it's about the characters. Like, yes, you got Superman, you got Clark doing Superman things and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we're hinting Doomsday, and it's going to be a point where Superman fights Doomsday and they might kill him off, or they might do the Death Return of Superman in the season. You never know, right? So, but there's that. But what really draws us about the relationships, the drama, the dilemmas that goes into the relationship of Clark and Lois as parents, as a couple, the relationship that they have with their children, the Jordan and Jonathan's relationship with each other as brothers, and their lives in high school. Like, for me, that is like what makes it so good, along with all the Superman elements that is in there. And with this one, it is one of those episodes where we kind of take the family aspect and the drama aspect just to take a little bit up a back seat, because it's literally giving us answers about, okay, Clark is having visions and it's giving him migraines. He's unable to do fuck all when it happens. What's going on? Even though I did found Clark to be a little bit naive, because I'm like, it's Morgan Edge. He's like, oh, Morgan Edge just says, I have no powers. My powers are gone. Okay. You said you... I'm like, yeah, I don't trust him. I would have some meta-human bindness thing to make sure he is telling... If he is telling the truth, well, nothing to worry about. To be better safe than sorry, get him some, like, kryptonite binders, or I believe, to hold his powers. So I found, Clark to be a little bit naive, but I love the stuff with Jordan. Jordan's like, look, my relationship with Sal right now is probably out the poops right now. Dad, let me just tag along just so I can help you. Just so I'm there for you. On your side, so if anything does come up in the Morgan Edge, you have an extra set of hands to help you find Morgan Edge if, things go south. And I'm like, it shows how much that Jordan cares about his family, about his father, and then seeing the differences between his father and his uncle, or his step-uncle, you may say, where they see their mum, they see their birth mother, well, kind of birth mother, because they do a little bit of Man of Steel with the whole thing of like, oh, Krypton, we kind of kind of a clone waste, but outside Clark here, outside Kal-El, he was natural birth. It's a pretty much a cloning type situation, or where Kryptonians are basically a bunch of tadpoles in a way, and Clark, and seeing how the both of them react to each other, to their mom. Clark is very about, it's you, Mom. I can't believe I'm seeing you. Oh my God. And Morgan's like, F you, you fucking abandoned me. How dare you? You have no voice to speak. So it's that, you're seeing that dynamic over there. So there's still that drama, but it's very heavy into the main plot, which is the vision, which of course we all know that's leading up to Doomsday. And I won't lie, when you have the scene in the mines, when Doomsday is like busting out and he's kind of slowly killing everyone who's in there, I'm like, this is a horror movie. This is absolutely a horror movie. And we don't see Doomsday. We see lights. That's all we see is lights, because aka we don't have the budget to, it's a TV show, so we don't have the budget to have like 5-minute scenes with Doomsday. But it's a way to keep him in the shadows, but keep that threat, because you're like, what is it? What is it? We don't know what it is. But you're like, but, as a comic guy, you're like, yeah, of course, I know it's Doomsday. It's Doomsday. It's always that story. It's like, it's some monster underground and a bunch of miners or a bunch of archaeologists or people working for LexCorp or Wayne Tech or whatever the thing is. They find it, and then Doomsday kills them, and then Doomsday is unleashed. That's basically how the story goes, and then Superman dies after finding Doomsday. But which I don't think is going to happen. I think Clark is going to get a real beating. I think he's just going to be bleeding and a lot. He might the costume might be fully ripped. The costume might be fully teared limb by limb, but Clark's gonna live. Unless I want to do the full Death of Superman storyline, if I want to go forward there, because they did it with the Eradicator. We got John Henry Irons with Steel. All we're missing is Superboy and Death of Superman. But in a way, you have Superboy. You just need Cyborg Superman. So one of the interesting things about this episode is it's tackling a topic of cancel culture. Now everybody's rolling their eyes. Oh my god, it's a CW, SAW work, which I say off. But the interesting thing about it is it's exploring the concept. I'm wondering if this is going to be an ongoing storyline or just it got resolved by this episode. But it's exploring the concept of, we normally see online the hashtagging, cancel this person, we, fired this person, fired that person, right? Over something they said 10 years ago or something they did, and they completely took responsibility on themselves, but people still want them to be fired. And it feels like with this story with Lois Lane, of her getting a bit of backlash about an article that she wrote 10 years ago and the validity of it, it kind of feels like they want to explore what happens to a person who's getting attacked by trying to get cancelled. What happens to that person mentally and physically? When can we just say that was in the past? At least they didn't murder anyone type mindset. When is it okay to be the past is the past? It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It's all about who you are today. When can we do that? And when is it okay to be no, that's fucked up? Or, no, you abuse your power. How dare you? Please, choose a different profession. We don't want you anymore. When is that balance? Where is that balance? It'll be interesting how they explore that topic. The other thing is, I'll end on this kind of high note a little bit, where I immediately say, I knew it. I knew what the storyline with Sarah being a little bit distant towards good old Jordan. I knew what it was. It was she accidentally made out with someone, and of course Jordan feels betrayed. He feels a little burdened. I think also he has a level of betrayed, not because she kind of is cheated on him. It is more along the lines of, you didn't tell me from the start, or you didn't call me the moment you told me, the moment it happened. You sit on it, and I'm wondering that might be the true burden that Jordan has. And that's just the teen drama of this feels real. The teen drama doesn't feel so CW-ized, even though it's on the CW, but it doesn't feel so CW-ized to the point it doesn't feel a tribe. It feels real. It feels like real emotions. And plus, I jokingly said with season 1, with Jordan having anger, him having a disability that makes him be very moody and very angry and upset. They basically found a way to make an excuse of why we might go a little bit CW. But they never got across that line. They never have. And it's really well put together, really well written with these 2 episodes of the season so far. I'm really curious how they handle Doomsday, just because of the CG factor of it, and knowing they don't have a Disney Plus amount of money. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how this falls with drama, with Doomsday and the main story. So far, I'm on board.